there everyone, and welcome back to Empire Total War with the Darth mod. We're playing as Poland and Lithuania, and last time around we sieged out Stockholm. So it's now under our control and Sweden is about to fall. They're very unhappy in Stockholm. And the two remaining forces is one which is under siege here in Christiania in Norway, and then we've got one up here. I've sent the force that was really supposed to be stationed in Stockholm up here by Navy, and they are to embark and then fight. Oh, did I only get why did they only embark half the army? Oh, can I only embark half at a time? Interesting. And the Swedes will attack us. Ah, that's rather interesting, and then actually makes the probably makes the fight a bit more interesting, since I only get half the army. Huh? And I get mostly cavalry and cannons, which is going to be interesting. Right, so it's one of those things where it kind of tosses you into the... I don't know what to call it really, but yeah, it's going to be difficult. We have lost against Sweden before. And we do have the problem that the Grenadiers, they do only fire by rank. So I only have fire by rank troops. It's going to be down to the cannons. And my newly recruited howitzers, first time we're gonna see them in battle. And then all my cavalry. So it's gonna be an interesting fight. The thing is, I know that I could have just probably auto-resolved the siege over in Norway, and this army would have disappeared. But I think it's probably more fun to actually fight it. So, and this way makes it a lot more difficult and a lot more interesting. And with that said, let's go ahead and fight this battle, shall we? We have a difficult task ahead of us, as we are outnumbered, and the force I had at my disposal is mostly cavalry and artillery. So it's going to be difficult, but not impossible. I mean, preferably you wanted a layered defense. But I think it's better at this point because of the troops I have. I'm going to concentrate it. We're going to use a lot of cavalry charges. And yeah, let's see if this works. We'll start off by deploying a hell of a lot of stakes. And let's see how effective. I'm going to start off with a Karas shot, or however you pronounce it. I like it because it gives that kind of fire effect on the ground, and it looks really cool on like screenshots when the ground is on fire and next to enemy troops and stuff like that. And especially here, it looks like we've set the forest on fire. And look at that, you know, it keeps burning in the area, which looks just absolutely stunning. We've got kind of a massive force of enemies moving forward. I'm gonna tell these two to focus in on that cavalry unit. And focus in on that cavalry unit over there. I guess what we're gonna do is these two Fusilier units up front are kinda gonna be sacrificed to the enemy. Got Swedish Dragoons moving forward. Firing, putting down fire all over the place. Looks like the Swedes have tore down a house over here. Oh no, it's our artillery pieces flying in. So the Swedes are holding most of the troops back here for now, which is great. That they're not all coming at once. The Swedish Dragoons are kind of seen off by the Grenadiers here. I'm going to tell this unit to form square. We're going to tell this one to fire canister if it may. And just in time, but not once it's actually hit the square, then you will hold fire. Go back to round shot, so the enemy cavalry was seen off, so far so good. The enemy seems very reluctant to advance on our artillery hill, which is very good, because we don't want them to advance on our artillery hill. I don't know, I mean the fire looks good, but I think probably explosive shell is gonna be a lot more effective. But it looks really cool without fire. The thing is though, I think this is calm before the storm, because I can see multiple regiments now coming out of the forest. So we gotta prepare for that. I also think it's probably best to move up some of these other units, because I want to stop the enemy before they reaches the artillery, so that in case they start to break through the lines. Yeah, look at all of those troops coming in there. So once they break through the lines, I'm able to switch to canister and start to really hammer the bastards. I mean, it's the percussion explosion shell that's a really deadly one. We're gonna set them on fire a little bit more. So move the hussars in, ready to take on if anyone comes from that side. I think, hopefully, I'll be able to wait with the cuirassiers and then kind of sweep them in towards the end. Coming in from the back. Okay, we've got the Fusiliers now firing. Firing by rank at the Swedes that are approaching. We also have a unit of dragoons looking to charge towards the Fusiliers. They're gonna run into a lot of these spikes, and I'm hoping that is gonna stop quite a lot of them. And one of the good thing is that the unit actually does respond to cavalry by having first rank fire at will, which is good. So the Swedes are kind of concentrating over here. We've got quite a lot coming in here as well. I might want to mobilize the cuirassiers pretty soon, just to blow them away from over there. Are they firing at the dragoons? No, they aren't. But they have, the hussars, they have nothing to kind of stop a possible attack by the hussars coming in from the flank here. If they stop to fire at us, that's actually better than them. Ooh, and now we're setting them on fire, the bastards. Right, I'm gonna mobilize the hussars, send them in as we are setting them all on fire. And as the Swedes are getting closer, I'll tell the grenadiers to throw grenades, which they would hopefully have done before the Swedes are that close. We know that they are prone to friendly fire. Okay, here we go. I like how the grenades fly away even before they the soldiers have thrown the actual grenades. Okay, so we go a little bit. They're trying to bypass on this side, where the grenadier guards are holed up. I think we're gonna mobilize these at this point. Send them out in the flank. Try to get rid of them there. And we got a massive group of enemies there. If I aim my grenades for this group right here, I think we can blow up most of the enemy right there. I also want these two probably to pull back into the sides. We can open up for the canister. Okay, we're gonna throw it. Let's see. It's a specific unit that's very much in the back. This one. And I think that's gonna be so devastating. Oh, here goes the grenades. Right in exactly where we wanted it. And just massacring the Swedes. And now you can go ahead and fire at will. And now I kind of want you know what? We're gonna have them both pull off towards this side. And now I'm gonna tell all the artillery pieces here to hold fire. Wait. There was some here that didn't fire canister. Oh, we've put a howitzer up front. That's the thing when you... well, all the cannons up front are... or when you select cannons, that they are all selected. So you can't, like, specifically select... Let's see if we can throw some more grenades. The hussars are kind of broken up, so we'll pull them back. And I completely forgot about this side, which is kind of shot down completely some of my cuirassiers on this side. This unit has just stood and died in formation. However, once they actually charge, they're going to break the Swedes into pieces. So the Fusiliers are pulling back. Oh no, maybe that's not a bad idea. Grenadiers will pull back. You will not actually complete my order. And now let's hope that all the canister is now being fired towards the concentrate. Ooh, there we go. Concentrated force of the Swedes. I'm gonna reorganize the right flank, as the horsemen are now driving most of the Swedish on the right flank away. We still need to stop them in the front. I'm gonna send this guy back just to stop the blue hussars. And then the cannons, we're gonna left on fire at will. Pushing canister into the Swedes. Someone just shoot that car to shit. Ooh. Just absolutely devastating the Swedes. But they still keep going. I said, as they're looking to pull back. And then we got the flames everywhere. This is a wonderful battle. Oh, the Grenadiers were broken over there. I don't like that. I have nothing though to push in to stop this unit. From coming any closer. Gonna get more of the cuirassiers coming in. So definitely winning on the right side. Most of the Swedes over there are retreating. They're really close over here. Come on, give fire. Blast them to hell. Did you fire a round shot? No, you didn't. Come on, blast them. The thing is, normally, of course, you have the annoying thing of the cannons aiming for the flanks. But it doesn't matter that much when the Swedes are running all over the place like this. Okay, so we are truly breaking them over on this side. Tell these two artillery pieces to go back to firing at will. I could mobilize the general on this side, but we'll try to avoid that. Just seeing as though the field is just filling up with canister. Which is probably actually wise that we draw away a lot of the cavalry units, because we're expecting quite high friendly fire at this point. I think the Swedish troops are broken up so much that there's no way they're gonna reach my cannons. The troops on the side here are holding them off. So I'm gonna retreat or pull back the cavalry over at this side. Same over here. This one fight will probably continue with the Polish Guard Hussars versus the Swedish Dragoons. And I think we have a pretty good chance of winning that fight as well. While the few remaining Swedish infantry are being torn up by musket fire and canister. Just ripping the enemy to shreds. And then it looks, I mean, it looks so cool with all the fire all over the place. Okay, so the our cavalry has kind of got stuck in with the Swedes. Weren't really able to pull back in time. Okay, my Guard Hussars are losing over there. Surprisingly, a lot of the Swedish units are still standing, even though they're just down to a handful of soldiers across from there. Let's go ahead and check on the cavalry. I think they will win. I mean, Cuirassiers should win against Hussars, shouldn't they? Especially now when the Swedish general has fallen. Probably to canister, because... No, you know what? Probably not to canister. He probably actually ran over those spikes. He probably died right here as he rode over the spikes. I think we even see... Yep, there he is. What a way to go. There's this massive battle, canister and all kinds of stuff exploding all over the battlefield. How does the enemy general die? He impales himself on a spike. But I guess that's a kind of a fitting metaphor for the end of the Swedish Empire, as we have now truly ended it. And I mean, there's not a lot left. We're gonna take the cannons. They're no longer firing because there's no one within canister range. Not entirely true that this regiment, the Dala Regimentet, is still within range. But I think given range and so forth, I think round shot is probably gonna work just as well. Or maybe even better. Oh, you know what? The blue hussars? Or the yellow... No, it's the blue hussars. Are actually beating my cuirassiers, my guard cuirassiers as well. These cavalry fights have gone on for very long. Oh, you know what? The Swedes had some... Oh, it's a general's bodyguard. I thought that it was an elite cavalry unit. The battle is kind of died down now because most people that took part in it are dead at this point. I still have 3 regiments of infantry, and we have a company of grenadiers on the left. My cannons are intact, and I still have this 1 cuirassier unit. Not entirely sure how long that will hold for. We've got some guard marines coming up on the right, Swedish foot guards. We're laying down quite a good amount of fire, but if you look at the position here, not a lot of bullets are reaching the Swedish line. So I think what we'll do, we'll hold fire, get everyone to reload, and then we'll move in closer to actually deal some damage to the Swedes. They are trying to flank me, which I don't really like. And it seems my cannons are firing at other things. So, let's see. I want all the howitzers to concentrate on that unit of blue hussars. Except this one, you should concentrate over here. Have you guys reloaded? You know what? Run forward. And put yourself behind those spikes. This unit's losing just by looking at our grenadiers, apparently. Quickly advance to put ourselves in position to fire upon the enemy. And I'm going to move the general here just in case I need something to charge. And the blue hussars have been put on fire. They are shaken and tired. You know what? Maybe should have stayed behind the spikes. They're going in for the guys behind the wall. And they're being supported by the mercenaries, most likely. But they're also... they actually broke. They're kind of afraid of fire. The remnants of a Swedish general bodyguard is attacking. Oh shit, we're burning our own troops here. All howitzers will now cease fire as we're bit too close. Yeah, this guard grenadier is not doing too well since we set it on fire. I'm sending in my general to turn the battle around and also to spur his grenadier on to hold, to make sure that they fight on. The Swedish general was routed and will continue on to get those marines. The grenadier guards are facing a regiment of horse, charging straight at them, so they'll be forced to move into square. Our general has sent off the enemy foot guards. Swedish artillery seem to have already been destroyed somewhere in here somewhere. Trying to fight. There's a cannon. And the guy who manned it. Looks like they only had one cannon. And there we go! Victory! So it feels a little bit more, I guess, satisfying to do it this way than to just out-resolve the siege in Norway. And also, I mean, you cannot say that this wasn't a cool battle with all the fire and flame and canister and all kinds of that. Now, I couldn't get, like, super close up to the action because I've noticed, I can't remember which episode it is, but when it fluctuates so very much in between the sort of higher end of the FPS toward as it goes up to 60 and when it goes below that, when I render it, it kind of doesn't really work because when the spectrum flies up and down like that, it makes the video really strange. I think you've seen that on one of the videos where it's kind of, it looks like, I don't know how to explain it, but it looks like it's sort of, like it's drawn by a paintbrush, where you can kind of see how it sort of sways back and forwards, and that's because of, you know, if I try to render it in 60 FPS, the things that happen below are gonna look strange. And if I try to render it in 30, then the stuff that end up in the higher spectrum is gonna... It would be nice if I can actually figure out how to lock it at a certain rate, but I haven't. The thing is, it actually comes, I think, in the actual program. I've had a few programs where I could lock it at a certain rate, but usually that never works for some reason. But yeah. There we go. Let's go ahead and end battle and go back to the campaign map, shall we? And here we have the results of the battle. The Swedes outnumbered us 2-1. I lost most of my force. Only 700 men remain. But then again, only 900 of the Swedes remain, and they lost 4,000 men. Most of which, it's that one grenadier unit. There were only a company left of them, company's strength. They just blew so many people up with their grenades that they... look at that! It's not actually the cannons that are in top rank, it's all the grenadier guards and the fusiliers and so on. So I guess once they get a few chevrons and stuff, so they can actually hold, and when they actually get to shoot quite a bit, that's when you can see the difference in the fact that they're the proper good troops. And the howitzer, the howitzers did really poorly, so I can, since I was firing the fire shot most of the time, we can see that that's not an effective shot at all. One got 4 and the other 2 got like, I mean, there are units of other troops that got way more. So yeah, the fire shot may look cool, but it's not very effective. And the Swedish force skedaddles. And, I mean, my entire force here survives, which is good. But now we're gonna end Sweden. So one little Swedish empire against one Polish boy, and boom, they are gone. Boom, Norway is under our control. Gonna go ahead and fix that. Region captured. Nation destroyed. Bye-bye, Sweden. Good luck. Trains gained. Let's see, who's this? Corporal and Gold Braids. Steady under fire. So he gained lots. Attacking General. A Brave Soldier. Oh, Brave Soldier went to the other guy. But this guy won't get loads of star for this battle, which wasn't even close to as, like, powerful or whatever as this one up here. But this guy gets, like, no mention whatsoever. Brave Soldier is all he got. He's got 3 stars. Why does this guy get 3 stars? When, I mean, he's really killing it. We're gonna get all of these guys back in... Oh no, this is how we do it. Oh, now they can't get all of them in the ship either. How did I get them in the ship last time? I guess we split the force. We're gonna bring the first guys back. One thing that I've noticed is that it's lagging more and more on the campaign map. To the point where it kind of, in certain points, like, stops. So I don't know if that's probably gonna affect the rendering. And it's certain areas. It's certain areas. Like, right now it's Stockholm. Stockholm, for some reason, is really laggy, which I don't get. So we're gonna avoid Stockholm for now. But I can't put the troops back in place either. Anyways, in other news, I'm getting a lot of priests since I've been building a lot of churches everywhere. So we're sending those to the Protestant territories to try and sway their faith. And then yes. So a lot of people have been... Okay, so there we had another one of those problems where I basically click on the capital and it feels like it's a good minute where nothing like happens and I can't move anything and I think it's crashed and stuff. Anyways, with that said, a lot of people have been asking for the Winged Hussars and I can now finally recruit them. And I already have. So I can have 12 of them. And I've already sent them down south to the Ottoman front. We have the National Lancers over here with an army ready to take this place, which is going to go out to resolve. Okay, so it's happening more and more when I click on towns and stuff. So maybe in further, I'm not going to click on towns at all. But now we took that. So this force is where it's at, with 12 Winged Hussars. We got some line infantry and we got some guard grenadiers, and their goal is to take out this force and open up the route towards Athens so we can clear out all of this. And once all of this is gone, we're gonna see about either going against Austria or Russia. Which right now I think we'll try to maybe go against both at the same time. One thing that I have noticed though is that Austria is probably going to be the stronger one to fight, or the harder one to fight, because look at this, they've taken Paris, which, yeah, they've taken Paris, so they're kind of winning the what's it called, the Spanish War of Spanish Succession. Right, next turn, maybe, or next video I should say, we might get this battle right here. Or I'm gonna do this battle right here, just to keep the Ottomans off. Right now this army kind of stays away because I think he wants to siege it, but he kind of doesn't want to pass by Hugo Dolka. So it kind of avoids that. We'll see. So with that said, and as I always say, hopefully you guys enjoy this, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!